Hey y'all, this is Beauty Manifested, and this is a channel for storytelling. I am preparing my contributions for Thanksgiving. I'm doing sweet potato pies, and I'm also roasting the turkey. So I've been listening to Tony Gaskins. Love him. What a guy. And he made a couple of videos recently talking about Jezebel spirits. Granted, I am in my Bible study lately, so I've been doing Bible study daily, but I'm not super biblical. I was raised Catholic, and I don't remember learning about Jezebel spirits. Maybe that's like Baptist or something. My mother's Baptist, so I did go to Baptist church, but I don't really know anything about that. Anyway, so he's been talking about Jezebel spirits, and basically it's women who likely were like abused when they were young. For whatever reason, they've been over-sexualized by the world, and now they've got a spirit on them. And I was kind of thinking about that. And you know, something that's really common is women trying to seduce men out of their purpose. Even so, what made me think of this is I was just listening to a song, and she was talking about like, oh, I didn't mean to kiss you, and now you can't focus on the road when you're driving. And that made me think of so much, because like, you guys are gonna probably call me a pick-me-ship. And what I'm about to say is honestly, it's wrong. It's wrong, but I'm gonna say it anyways. I feel like men don't have a lot of men, good men do, but a lot of men don't really have control of themselves sexually. And even just like when you're sleeping with a man who's broke and he's a bum and he doesn't have his life together, and I'm not saying broke and a bum like as in bad character, really. I really just mean like he's still establishing himself, as most young men are. If you're sleeping with him, you're really distracting him from his purpose, and you're slowing him down in his development of becoming a husband. It takes men time to be able to build themselves up, to be able to provide for a family. And they're getting very distracted by the over-sexualization of society, because they're spending their 20s chasing women instead of building themselves up to provide for a family. And so I do feel that we as women, the gatekeepers of society, need to take a little bit of responsibility for that. This is vulnerable, but I had this guy, right? We talked for like a long time, and sometimes we'd hang out at his house and stuff. And honestly, he's not an overtly sexual person. If anything, I would call him like mildly autistic. And I might just be saying that because I grew up in America, which is very over-sexualized. Okay, this is another funny. I'm going off on a tangent. So me and my friend were watching a Turkish love movie. And you know, Turkey is a Muslim country. And in general, it's not super conservative. It's like a very liberal Muslim country, but it's still a Muslim country. So it's a lot more conservative than the US. And so we were watching a Turkish love story, and literally these people were falling in love with each other, and they hadn't even kissed yet. And we were so confused, because in American movies, like, they literally have sex like immediately. And that's like in our brain, that's what makes a relationship a relationship. Like, you're not in a relationship if you guys are not sleeping together. It's not a relationship if you're not intimate together, which is so stupid. But that's how a lot of American people think, you know? The only difference between a friend and a boyfriend is that you sleep with the boyfriend and you don't sleep with a friend, right? That's how I grew up. That's not true, but that's how I grew up. So I feel like relationships get really weird and crazy, and like everyone's thrown off of their goals. And my grandma talks about that. Like, her go-to saying is, get yourself some business. Like, if at any point you're sitting worrying about what a man is or is not doing, like, you are not busy enough. You need to get yourself some business, because you shouldn't even be concerned with what he's doing. And like, remember when men and women were going to different schools? Like, that should still be a thing, because men who are not financially stable have no business being around women. And the women have to take accountability too, because you're literally slowing down an entire generation of men. You're filling his mind with sexual thoughts. You're distracting him. All these things. And I know porn plays a part too, but literally outside of porn, in their actual life, like, women are seducing men all of the time, like with the super sexy outfits and with the heavy perfume and makeup and all this stuff. And I know we say we do it for us, but we really don't. Oh, so then that goes back to the guy who I knew, who was not really overtly sexual. If anything, he's like a little bit autistic. But I only say that because I'm used to a man being like so forward and so sexual. And this guy, like, he'll just give you like a side hug and all this stuff. But like, he's invested in me, so I know he does like me. He's just a respectful guy, I guess, which I really appreciate. And like, sometimes I would like flirt with him and stuff because I'd be feeling kind of like a little rejected almost because he wasn't like overtly sexual. So I'd kind of be like, does he even like me? Like, I don't know. And I've heard other women say that too. Like, he hasn't even tried to kiss me. He hasn't even done this. He hasn't even done that. And they're feeling like, I don't know if he likes me. And sometimes that's true because a man is going to try it. But the point is, like, I feel that American women over sexualize everything. And it's not our fault, but we have to still take accountability for it. The media is over sexualized. The TV that we grew up is over sexualized. Like, it's just everywhere, right in your face, and you're just so used to it that when it's not there, you feel like something is like a little weird because you're just so used to it. It just feels unfamiliar. And so I want to bring that back. I love a man who like doesn't let sex drive his life. And me as a good woman, I don't want to like be always trying to get a man get him to start thinking with his genitals. You know what I mean? Like, I want him to be thinking with his heart. I want him to be thinking with his mind. And I want to bring that out of him. I don't want to always be like, oh, like, I feel like having a Jezebel spirit is like trying to get a man to feel like turned on so that he can spend money on you and things like that. Like, if you can get him to be attracted to you, he'll do anything in pursuit of sex, right? That's good if your goal is to get money from men. Maybe, I'm sure, I think there's other ways to get money from men, but it's not good if you're trying to play for keeps, if you're looking to be married, or even if you're just looking to be close to God and like be a Christian woman who kind of like follows the Bible and you want to be more prudent and disciplined. I feel and I see the benefits of dressing modestly and behaving modestly. And what I'm saying, it kind of feels like, oh, you're stating the obvious. Everybody knows that. It feels like I'm the dummy and everybody else always knew this and I didn't know this. But I look around and I see the world, and surely I'm not the only one. Surely I'm not the only one, because let me tell you, I really was not that wild and free. It's very vulnerable for me to even come on here and share these like stories and like the way that my mind used to work and the way that I was raised, because I don't want men who I want to date to see these videos and think I was like some sort of loose girl, because I really wasn't. I really wasn't. However, I'm not a virgin, and that haunts me. It haunts me because I should be, but I literally did not know. I did not know like that was something to aspire to. I didn't know the benefits of that. I didn't know anything. I really didn't. And it hurts because that act, it really wasn't something that I really wanted to do. I'm not blaming anybody. I'm not accusing anybody. I'm not doing any of that. But like, I literally just did it because I thought I was supposed to. Like, I remember the night when I did it. I did it the exact same night that my best friend did it. And I think I just wanted to like, I don't know what I thought, but I regret it every day. I'm like, that was so stupid. That was so stupid. Like, when I look back on the relationship, like, it was just no reason. And I feel like the relationship honestly could have even developed in a better way without it. Like, there's just so many things. But yeah, so basically, I'm not saying like, oh, I was just loose, I was out here, all this stuff. But what I am saying is that I feel like our society is over-sexualized. I feel like a lot of women slip through the cracks like I did, and they didn't really get like the proper training about their value, their worth, why modesty is healthy for them and also healthy for men, why it's an act of love for yourself and for the man to be abstinent and to not be overly sexy. And like, I feel like the way that society is, and I'm telling you, I feel so silly sharing this, but I feel like I have to speak my heart, because I'm thinking like everyone's going to be judging me, thinking because I'm the only one who didn't know and everybody else already knew this was common sense. That's how I feel. But whatever. Like, I feel like the common belief is that you're doing something bad if you don't sleep with a man. Like, you're blue balling him, you're doing this, you're doing that. You're not trendy if you're not wearing like the cute outfits and stuff like that. Like, it's bad to be prude. Yeah, literally, like, when I was younger, prude was an insult. That wasn't, but then I was in my Bible and it said to be disciplined and prudent. And I'm like, oh, like, we're supposed to aspire to be prudent? I wish I hadn't been reading my Bible, obviously, because people used like, oh, you're a prude, oh, you're a prude. And that was like a bad thing to be. And now I'm looking at it, I'm like, wait, that's actually what you're supposed to be. How was I so misled? And it's because I wasn't in my Bible, obviously. I was just listening to what everybody else was doing. And I don't even know if that's what everybody else was doing or if I was just led astray by like MTV or something and the illusion that was what everybody else was doing. You know what I mean? Because everybody was just like pretending and playing a role. I'm rambling a little bit now, but I dropped a couple nuggets. I shared my experience. If you can relate at all, let me know in the comments. Like, I've been on this journey lately, like, and it's really been quite sad. It's been quite sad because I'm like, ugh, there's so much I didn't know. And I mean, I don't have any regrets. Well, no, I do. I like to be someone who doesn't live in regrets. I like to be someone who's like, I wouldn't change a thing because it got me to where I am now. You know what I mean? Like, super positive and stuff like that. But no, honestly, I have regrets. I have regrets. I wish I had not lived like that. I don't like that. And I know that they say that you can be reborn and whatnot, but like, can you? I don't know. I don't know if you can. Like, I'm not happy about some of these decisions I made. I'm really not. It wasn't a good look. I gotta go. Peace.